Everybody, and welcome to Let's Talk Stroke. I am your host, Jerry Wald, and I'm a stroke survivor as well. Um, for those of you that are new, um, I started doing this show to bring awareness to stroke, aphasia, brain injury, and also to provide a platform for survivors out there to share their stories and also bring on brain experts in brain health so we could learn from them as well. So anyway, this morning I have my guest Karen Walsh, and she's going to share her story, what journey, what she's been going through, and the morning salute. And so why don't we go ahead and just go get started here? Okay, a quick little intro there. So good morning, salute. How are you doing? And yes, Karen is here, and I'm going to bring her on so we can just kind of chit chat and learn about what she's going through, her journey. So um, hang tight and good morning.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good, good. I don't know if you do you know Salute Celinda out there,
I've seen her name pop up in your feed.
right?
I mean, in your group.
Yeah, she's I have my little banner here. I got to move. So some of the comments, there it is. There. So salute. Oh, good. She just got back from her morning walk. Awesome.
Nice.
And salute out there in California.
Yeah, I was like,
And
she's not here.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you got some snow out there in Connecticut.
Yeah, so I'm like I'm in West Hartford. So like,
Yeah. Are you close to Massachusetts?
I am. I'm from Massachusetts originally, north of Boston and Newburyport. So to get to Boston, it's about like an hour.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Because a dumb little story. It's also a quick little story. I actually walked on my hands from Connecticut to was it Massachusetts? Did I just say that? The border is right there. So I just,
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of done. Good morning, good morning, Chandra and Christy Starr. Nice to see you. I don't know if you can see the comments and Jana. Nice to see you guys here. Appreciate it. And Teresa, you had a lot of fans out there. Yes, you. So, and Jocelyn, nice to see you. So, who is Karen before you? Because you had a dissection. Um,
Yeah, dissection or my this word I a vertebral artery.
okay,
It's right in
okay.
the back of my neck.
Wow,
Um, yeah, so I was 41 at the time. No pre-existing health conditions. I was very healthy. I am a mother of three, so they
right.
are 15, 13, and 10, two boys and a girl.
Wow.
Um, I was primarily a stay-at-home mom I was starting a bookkeeping business on the side. I'm a CPA,
Oh, good.
and I do seasonal taxes. So
Oh,
yeah, so my husband travels. He works a lot of hours, so I pretty much ran the ship.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I did
Good
it
for
all at
you.
home or whatever. So yeah. So and then on July 8th in 2020 during COVID,
Yeah.
um, I was golfing that morning and I literally had a dissection. I literally had a stroke on the golf course on the seventh tee box.
Did you know what it was? Did you know what a stroke was?
No,
Yeah.
I it was. I want to say we're in the middle of a heat wave. I had been to gym early that morning for like a half hour with a trainer, and then I was walking with one of my friends. We were playing just a quick 9 holes, and I felt fine up until the sixth hole. I think we're coming down, we're on the greens, and I started getting a headache, and I was like, "Oh, this is very odd." But
Yeah.
I'm prone to headaches, so I kept chugging my water, and I was very hydrated. And I'd eaten and everything, so I was like, "Oh God, I have a headache," and she was like, "Oh, it's okay." So then I was chugging. We finished the sixth hole, and on the seventh hole, I was on the tee box, and I looked at it and I said, "Oh God, I'm starting to feel dizzy. I really don't feel well." And she's like, "Oh." She's like, "Well, maybe it's from the heat. Have some more water." So I did, and then we were kind of, and I'm like, oh my God, I like gotta sit down. I started sitting down on the tee box.
Wow.
And then I was on all fours, and I eventually was lying down, and I was like, I really don't feel good. Like the everything's spinning. Now, mind you,
Wow.
I was having the game of my life.
Of course.
I mean, I don't think I could have created this better game. And I am like a highly competitive person with
Right.
myself. So I had been working to beat my PR for like 2 years. So I was like, I mean, unless I completely screwed up, I was going to get my PR.
Wow.
So I was like, okay. And so she's like, well, let me call Nick at the pro shop and have him bring out a Gatorade to you. And I was like, all right, that's fine. So he came out and he was like, how about some Gatorade? I had some and I was like, God, I am spinning. My head's killing me. So he's like, well, do you want me to bring you in? Bring you in. And I was like, oh, like normal Karen would have been like, hell no, I'm
Yeah.
gonna like
Right.
do this game. But my head hurt so bad that I was like, okay, fine. Then my friend was like, oh dear God, she's got to be hurting if she's going in.
Yeah.
So he took me back to the parking lot and they put me in my car, and turned the air conditioning, thinking that will cool me down. And then I think I got out at 1.0 because then I started getting sick. So then I was puking on my hands and knees
Wow.
all over this parking lot. Meanwhile, everyone's like walking by, going,
Yeah.
all these. It's
I
like
think you're
a
drunk.
Tuesday morning or something.
Yeah.
So and the headache just like wouldn't stop. Like I couldn't open my eyes or
Wow.
anything. So she said, I'll bring you home. And I was like, okay. She said, let me just get my stuff together. So then they put me back in the car in air conditioning. I called my husband, who thankfully, thank God for COVID, was working from home. And I
Oh.
called him like in tears, being like, can you please pick me up? I'm so embarrassed.
Wow.
I do not want to be with her because I feel so sick. I'm afraid of getting sick in her car. So he was like, oh, fine, I'll shoot on over. So he shot over and picked me up.
Did you think it was COVID?
Actually, no, to be honest, I was in so much pain. I didn't think anything.
Right.
Like I was just like, I really just thought it was a migraine because like I said, I'm very prone to them. So I thought I'd had to go to the hospital a couple of times because I get sick with migraines
Right.
and get an IV. So that's what we thought was going to happen. So when we were driving home, my husband's like, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know. He's like, let's stop at urgent care, which was on the way. So
Right.
we called, and he's like, let me call ahead. So we called ahead, and they wouldn't take me because they didn't have IVs.
Wow.
So in the midst of that, mind you, I was like, I'm going to be sick. We're driving down a main road. I had the window open, and I started to get sick out the window. So then he's like, oh my God, Karen. So then I'm like, I can't help it. So we pulled over to like a side street. And so I like flew out of the car and I was on my all fours puking all over some person's front lawn.
Wow.
Yeah. And so then the gentleman was so nice. He came out to me. I don't
Yeah.
remember all this. So
Yeah.
mind you,
It's funny,
um,
but not funny. You know,
what?
it's funny, but not funny.
It's actually hysterical. So I'm puking on somebody's front lawn, and like they probably think I'm hungover or something. So the gentleman comes out and he's like, "Ma'am, are you okay?" And I was like, I couldn't speak. I was so sick. And then he's like, "Are you safe? Do you know that guy?" Like I think he thought that guy kidnapped me or something, like my husband. So I'm just kind of looking like, what? I don't know what I said. My husband said I kind of like gave him a dirty look and was like, or so I said something. Then
Right.
we got back in the car, and then as we were driving towards home, he's like, well, why don't you just go home? We'll lie down. If you still feel like crap, we'll bring you to the hospital because the hospitals were like 20 minutes away,
Right.
which isn't far. But so I was like, okay, fine. Because I don't know. I was so embarrassed, and I was like, this is silly. We're so frugal. We're both accountants. So I'm like, I don't want to spend money on an ER like for this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as we're driving to our house, right when we're near there on the main road, I started getting tunnel vision.
Mm-hmm.
So it looked like I was looking through the world through a telescope. So then I started flipping out and I just started screaming, oh my God, something's wrong, get me to the hospital now. That's what I thought I said. I don't think I said that. I think I wasn't making sense
Yeah.
of my words. So my husband's yelling back at me, well, what are you saying? And so I'm trying to repeat myself, but I don't think it was coming out. Now that I
Probably
know
not.
more about stroke, then I thought he was just being stupid or annoying.
Right.
So now at this point, I think Yukon Hospital, I think is about 2 miles away. So I'm like, go, just go, get there fast. So then he was panicking. So he was speeding down the main road, and I think we kept hitting the lights. There was like a series of 4 lights before, and I kept yelling at him. I'm like, go, like blow through the red lights. I'm like, it's really bad. It's really bad. I don't know what's going on. So he is like panicked of all. I've never, like, I still can't get the look out of my memory, the look on his face of panic, of like
Right.
sheer terror.
Sure.
And so he blew the lights, and then we eventually got to the hospital, and the last thing I remember was him running into the ER screaming, somebody help my wife, somebody help my wife. And then I woke up a week later in a different hospital.
Wow. Yeah, you didn't. Wow, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
So, wow. So you figured out, or they told you you had a stroke, or?
Yeah, my husband didn't even really know either, and that's why I think I do all this stuff. It's because it wasn't even on my radar, like,
Right.
at all. Like, I didn't know the signs. I didn't know I could have one at this age. Like I said, I was perfectly healthy. So why stroke?
Right. Exactly. Exactly. That's a crazy story.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at some of these comments here. I don't know if I was saying hello to Bo. Nice to see you from Norway, and I know Yvonne from Athens, Greece. There's people from all over the world here, and thank you guys for being here. Do you see Teresa? Or I call her T. Tunnel vision awful. Did you have vertigo at the same time? How was your eyesight? What a story. Thank you for sharing, Karen.
So I did have tunnel. So I must have. I guess I've never had vertigo, so it must have been vertigo. Because, like I said, I was so dizzy that the world was moving,
Right.
and I couldn't figure out why. And even when we were driving, I had to keep my eyes closed the entire time
Ah.
because I couldn't open. Number one, my head hurt that bad, and number two, like, it would make me. I would get physically ill if I opened my eyes.
Right.
So it
Right.
must have been vision. I had really, like, I have glasses on now. I have decent, like, pretty good vision. Like, I just use this for seeing far away, but I by no means have to wear them. I can take them off.
Right.
My vision was severely affected by the stroke, though.
Wow. So it was one side affected.
So yeah, so right now, so my right side head to toe, um, I couldn't feel. Like, I can now, I can manipulate it and move it around, but I don't have very much like tactile feeling.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's I look at these here. So when you were at the well, you couldn't walk into the ER. Or
No, I think well, I don't really know. I'm assuming when he was screaming, somebody help me, I saw one nurse come out, and I think it had brought a gurney, and then I immediately went into surgery.
wow.
So I
Wow.
got what is it, the TPA? No.
Yeah. Oh, you
Yeah.
did get the CPA.
Yeah, so I
Oh,
did get that, and that pretty much was huge. I think I actually met with
wow.
a neurologist for second opinion a couple weeks ago, and he said 90% of people who have my kind of stroke die.
Yeah.
And he's like, you are the exception. And he's like, and the fact that I look and present the way I do is like a miracle.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So how you obviously went to therapy.
Yeah. So after I had the stroke, I was in ICU for a week, and then I went to a rehab hospital for a month.
Oh, good. Okay.
Um, I don't remember the first 2 weeks, so I don't remember the ICU or even getting like physically transported to the new hospital.
Yeah. Wow.
Um, and then when I was in the hospital, mind you, it was during COVID.
Wow.
So I could not see my family.
Yeah. Oh
I could
yeah.
not have any visitors. Um, I couldn't even leave my room. So all my meals were brought to me. It was horrible. I mean, it was horrible circumstances, but I will say the people at my hospital were amazing. Like,
Wow.
I would ask the nurses for hugs.
Oh, so nice.
I'm a
Oh,
hugger, and I
yeah.
was like, I just want a hug. And like, I mean, I talked to my kids. They could come and see me only once a week, and it was through a window.
Right.
And we had to like talk on the phone to like talk to each other. But like, quite honestly, I wasn't even.
God, that is so tough. I
Yeah.
mean, having a stroke during those times where you came, because when my family pretty much and friends lived in my room,
Yeah.
which yours obviously you couldn't.
Yeah, and it was a blessing and a curse, to be quite honest. Like, I was so out of it that even if they were there, I don't know that I could have been anything. I think when I was in the ICU, I've heard some stories like it's very, let me talk about this, very unfiltered.
Yeah.
So I said some really crazy stuff, which I have no recollection of. But like I said, like I was in therapy, so I had like speech, PT, OT, like
Everything.
everything. So I
Wow.
really didn't, and I barely had the energy for those some days. I just slept.
That's absolutely. And how did your family take it?
Um,
Like the kids.
I mean, I will say they're amazing. I felt bad because obviously my husband didn't come home from going to get
Absolutely.
me.
Sure.
And we have a great community of friends and stuff that took over. My parents came down, and my sister and my brother. So they each took kids, because I was basically out of commission the whole summer.
Yeah.
So, and my husband was still, you know, he has to work. We have to get, pay for all this now.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, I mean, his work was fantastic, but it was a big shuffle. They were good, I will say. I think they're a little on edge, but I'm proud. Like I'm proud of like how well they did. My husband
Yeah.
did a great job. He's very involved anyways, and my family was very good about keeping them distracted and entertained.
Yeah. Because they're at an age so that was 2 years ago, pretty much, and they're probably what they were 10,
Yeah,
15 or 13.
yeah. I think my two boys are the older ones. They were more, I think not like scared. They were more like they knew the whole reality of it.
Right.
Whereas my daughter was a little more like I don't understand,
Yeah.
but I know she's in the hospital, and unfortunately, we had a series of major deaths that they were somewhat used to that kind of not lifestyle, but like the reality of life. Like people
Yeah.
die, bad things happen, kind of thing.
Yeah. Gosh.
So they're pretty resilient kids.
Yeah. Obviously. My gosh.
They have to be.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. But now since there's no more filter, it must be a little different around the house.
Yes, yes. They
Uh,
like stroke mom.
yeah. Oh my gosh. And I mean, now how was the in the beginning? Um, how was or how's your mental health during all this? Did you experience a lot of things that stroke survivors do in the beginning, like why me or
To be honest, I was so out of it. I don't think I processed a lot of it. Like I know
good?
in I mean, I'm pretty like I said, I had a series of deaths leading up to this. So I was already in therapy. Like I'm very in tuned with like
Yeah,
myself and like what I need to do to take care of myself. I
good.
didn't really have too many feelings. I had a lot of nightmares
Oh, did
about
you?
that car ride when I was in the
Wow,
hospital. Because they didn't tell me what happened when I woke up, so it kind of just all came back to me in pieces.
wow, interesting.
So I would just ask, like, "Oh, this is what I'm dreaming. Did this happen?" And then they would tell me,
Wow.
"Yes, that happened." Kind of, they were because I think when I initially woke up, I think I was in like 2001. Like I told them that's what year I thought it was. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? You just
yeah,
like
Yeah, you
They're
don't
like, who's
know.
president? And I'm like,
Yeah,
George Bush. I don't know.
yeah,
So I think I did. I want to say I didn't really have that until the 3 month mark. In the hospital, I did have like was it the chaplain
yeah.
or whatever. We're Catholic, and I talked with him a couple of times, and he helped me with kind of with the nightmares and stuff. And then afterwards,
Wow,
my therapist would come every week, and she was really good. She came to the house and um, would
nice,
talk to me. And I want to say I didn't really
good.
get into all that until like now. Like I think at 6 months I was just like, what happened? Like I did go through like why me? Like I lead a good life. I've been
Yeah,
through quite a bit the past couple of years. Like what? And I kept saying, what lesson am I not learning? Because you keep kicking me and I'm down. Like,
right.
like I lost my brother-in-law, I lost my mother-in-law, then my best friend, and I'm just saying you've taken away all of my tools to get through this to
Yeah,
death, and then you did this to me. So what am I not learning? So it was a lot of soul searching. And quite honestly, I still, it's something I struggle with immensely
yeah,
still. How can you
yeah.
not?
No, exactly. Totally understand that. I see what you're saying, Bo. He says he's happy that he's Norwegian. You know, because the state they pay for everything. Everything's paid for. So we don't here. You know,
Yeah.
kind of stinks. But
No, it is, and it's kind of funny because if you're getting bills and the insurance company is like fighting certain ones, and
yeah,
like I said, we're both accountants. Like we save and all this stuff, but we're like, are you kidding? It's not covering this. Like,
right,
really, what is the cost of someone's life? Well, I could probably
right,
tell you.
exactly. So do you take any? Because I'm on seizure medicine. Do you have any of that?
So I was in the hospital, and maybe for a short time after. I'm not on seizure medication. I'm really not in anything
Good.
besides
Oh,
for preventative for except baby aspirin.
oh okay. Blood thinner.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I take that, and then I have like antidepressants or whatever they put me on too, and then really that's it. I take a lot of vitamins and stuff.
Good.
I did take a drug to like kind of give me more energy at one point when my kids were home for the summer, but I didn't really like that.
Yeah, I know because you had some neuro fatigue. I know that's a big thing. Or do
Yeah,
you still?
it is insane.
Oh, still.
Oh yes.
Yeah, yeah. Because you're only two years out. So
Yes, and I think my lifestyle, I'm young, so my lifestyle is not conducive to having a stroke,
right. Yeah.
especially with 3 kids.
True. Oh yeah, I know. It's tough. I have I've talked to so many people. I had a girl. She was 14 when she had her 2 strokes.
Wow.
Um, 26 now, but still, yeah, just some of these stories are just I always thought it was an old people's deal,
Yes.
right? And I don't know if you ever thought that. I always did. And then when I had mine at 49, I thought, gosh,
Yeah.
why? And I thought that this is crazy.
No, and everyone, I think for me, I think a rumor around town was going that I was on birth control, and that wasn't like that
Yeah,
was the cause of it. No, wasn't. I think I don't know if I was or not, but that was the cause. So it's
right.
crazy. And then I think people thought COVID too, because like a stroke, they're like, oh, it's a COVID. I'm like, it's not. My husband's like, it's not COVID.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I know. True, Josh. I can see in there saying stroke doesn't discriminate. Absolutely.
No, it's so random, and that's like after when I was going through all that, like not depression but coping and stuff. That's when I started to be more involved because I didn't know anybody who had a stroke at my age,
Right.
or not that had a stroke, but like had this. I knew like cancer survivors or stuff, but like
Yeah.
you don't understand this
Right.
until you have it, and to like find someone to cope, like it's hard to process if you can't process it with someone who's been through it.
Yeah. I could. That is 100% true. Now you have a couple of questions here. Larry's asking, do you have any spasticity in your arm or leg?
I have it. I actually have it in my arm quite a bit.
Yeah.
Um, although, well, I thought it was spasticity. Although this new neurologist said it's a tremor.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And Kristen, thank you for being here. And Josh, nice to see you. All you guys, thank you so much for being here. So what I think I don't know if you were here in the beginning, Kristen. She's asking what was the cause.
So it's kind of an unknown. I mean, in a weird thing, it's an unknown, but because it was dissection and where it is, golf is not an uncommon cause of strokes.
Oh no.
It's not a common cause, but it's not uncommon. And in which I didn't quite whatever. I guess it has to be because so they think that when I was on the tee box, probably on the sixth hole, when I drove with my driver,
Yeah.
that I'm pretty. I mean, I can hit like 200 yards, so I'm a pretty strong, yeah, driver.
I can't tell.
Um, so they think that when I swung, that I like snapped. I moved my neck really quick.
Yeah. Interesting.
So they think that is the cause. So they don't really want me playing golf again.
Wow. So
I
sad.
mean, one of my doctors, because I was like, I really like, I'm not whatever, but it's the only sport I can do with all my kids because I have boys, and I do it with
Yeah.
my husband, like I do it with my parents. So they did say like I could maybe go back to like chipping and putting, but
Wow.
they said
That's
it'd
good.
probably be smart not to drive again.
Yeah. There's a couple things here. Let's see. Jennifer. Oh, let's see. Uh, Marcy asked me. Oh, she had a left carotid dissection too.
Okay.
Um, and then I think Virginia's asking where you. I think you were saying where you from. You're in Connecticut, or
Yeah, I'm in West Hartford, Connecticut, but yeah, originally from Massachusetts.
yeah, oh, straight out of the world. Yeah, I think we just said that. Yeah, she's Heather's a little concerned, not concerned. Golf is what caused your stroke.
Yeah,
I mean,
I I don't know.
yeah, yeah, I guess you'd have to. Wow, another one, Kristen. Same thing as what you had. Your left carotid. I can't. I'm saying it, but
Yeah, it's all
dissection.
right.
Yeah. Um,
But I don't know. So that's what they think is golf, which would make sense because what I have no other. Like we went through my whole day. Like what a typical cause of that was like if I went to the chiropractor or if I was in an air show for a really long time looking up,
yeah.
or if I went to the hairdresser and was in one of those sinks that
Yep.
like kind of pulled your neck apart,
Yep.
that could cause it. But I didn't do
Exactly.
any of that.
Right. And Bo's here. Look, he got a stroke. He had a stroke shoveling snow
Yeah.
outside. Okay. See, it just,
Oh,
I
I'm
mean,
never
who
allowed
knows?
to do that ever
Yeah.
again.
Aubrey, nice to see you. Yeah, post stroke, 2 years. Um, well, I love the golfing. That's bad karma. And yeah, now are you going to therapy still, or just COVID kind of wiped it out? Or
I did therapy up until let's see, I did up until I stopped in the summer. I took a break because I was burnt out, and now
yeah,
I'm back. So now I'm at OT because I have fine motor issues.
yeah,
Oh,
oh
there it
yeah,
goes. Um, and then I do. What else do I do? Oh, I just went back to speech because for cognition issues more because
yeah,
I have a hard time organizing executive functioning.
yeah.
That's the word.
Wow,
And
yeah,
then I also do vision therapy again.
good. So
So
good. Let's see, Jennifer. I like reading the comments here. Gary Trader says his cousin had a stroke after Chiro adjustment. I see they're all different. Delia, thank you for being here. Thank God, Karen, you are doing good. It can't be easy with a young family. My four strokes were caused by a rare syndrome, a lot of the same symptoms as yourself. I'm so grateful that I was just in my 60s. God bless you, mind you.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. I mean, it's a lot of work, and mine was in my brainstem, and after all, I'm a big researcher, so after all my researching, I was like, man, I hit the mother load. I mean, I honestly, I am so thankful where I am,
Yeah,
but like my vision was affected. You know, my balance, I don't have right side. Granted, I can move it. Like I'm fortunate. Like some people are paralyzed, but
right.
as far as therapy goes, like I have so many things in play
Yeah,
that's hard, and I would say my vision is definitely the worst by far as frustration level or whatever.
yeah. But you still, not still, but you're wearing an AFO.
Yeah, so that is new. I just got that in January. Are we still in January? Or whatever. I got it right after the first of the year, so I wear that. I've just got accustomed to that, so I wear that outside walking and stuff because
Yeah,
balance. It's so I can be more independent.
right. Um, I'm looking here now. I'm a little. Jennifer saying, "Do kids do therapy?" Oh, I'm lost.
With me,
Sorry. Oh, maybe that's what you're saying. Um,
well, I'll say you kids could do therapy. Number one, my kids will do it with me. Like my middle son, he's dyslexic, so he had
yeah,
been through a lot of vision therapy.
right,
Um, so he actually knew a lot of the exercises I was doing, so he would do them with me. Like
right.
as far as like tapping ball and like all this stuff, he would get them set up and do all that stuff. My kids have been amazing. They're very helpful.
Good. That's important. And Josh is asking, did you get diagnosed with sight neglect?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't either.
I will
Um,
say like I lost my peripheral vision. However, I have got it back through therapy. My eyes, my teeny of my eyes isn't great, so
right,
it's hard for me to pull them together. So it's hard for me to read because I
right.
can't. I get like double a lot. So I am. Oh, I you'll see me one eye. It's tough a lot. Um, but
Off
they're
the note.
hoping to like get that better. I mean, I can function now with it. Is it
Right.
ideal? No, but my eyes, like I can't see people's faces a lot. If they're a somewhat distance, and I get visually. My eyes are the first thing to fatigue always.
Yeah, that's incredible. Um, again, yeah, Jennifer, my kids help daily. They're incredible.
Uh,
You're
right
what?
side affected.
Oh, so you can see it. Yeah,
That one
Josh,
I see.
left or right side sight neglect. That was left side or your
Mine's right side,
right side. Okay. Yeah, looking at you,
which
I know
is my dominant side, so I can't
until that
I
feeling.
can't handwrite. I mean, think of all the things you do right-handed.
Right? That's me, that right hand. So
Yeah, it's terrible. Like people, even going to the doctor, I have to call ahead of time because I can't fill out the forms. I mean, I'm training my left hand. I'm trying to relearn that, so that's kind of helping because I can't do the fine motor. I can't depend on my right.
I totally understand that. That is, you take, I don't take it for granted, but when you're out there, I know what you're saying about a doctor appointment. Now my doctors know I have to get there a little early and have
Yeah.
somebody fill it out because I can't. I'm right side dominant, and you won't be able to read it if I even try to write. So a lot of them they have the iPads, where you
Yes.
yeah.
Or I've actually like printed out a sheet with like a list of all my medications
Oh, okay.
and my surgeries, like my information, and I just bring that and I'll be like, I'm not filling out your form here
Right, right. Um,
but it gets trickier with the kids because it's not
yeah,
me, it's their crap
yeah.
and
Um, do you need to worry about seizures, epilepsy?
no, I mean not more than a normal person.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Wow. It's, wow. I mean, you're doing great. I mean, for 2 years out, you're doing awesome.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I am. I mean, like any stroke survivor, don't be fooled by what
Yeah,
you see.
yeah, yeah.
A lot of mine are invisible.
Yeah. And that's
Get
the
me on a
thing.
get me on a bad day, and some people are like, "Oh my God, Kim."
What happened to her?
I know. I'm like, dude, this is my life.
Right. Exactly. People, do people when they see you and you ever, they, where if you're at the store or whatever, and you're in your AFO or you're walking, do they ever say what happened or you hurt your leg or you're something?
I will say no because that requires me going out.
Yeah.
I mean, number one, I can't. I'm not really. I'm driving therapies, but that's it. Like I have not been
Okay.
in stores. The stores are too visually overwhelming,
Yeah.
so I don't go anywhere. But no, people don't say anything. Although I will say, I like when I have the AFO because there's some comfort. I feel like it's a visual cue for
Yep.
people to kind of watch themselves around me
Yeah.
because people can throw me off balance really easily. So
Well,
I don't mind that. Like I think I have some comfort when I have it on because I feel like it tells other people to use caution around me. Whereas when I'm by myself, I get nervous
yeah. I
that someone will
agree.
like, even if it's a kid, inadvertently, obviously, but like I will go down.
I, hey,
You
I'm.
hit me, I'm going down. Like you could just tap me or startle me, like scare
Yeah.
me. People have scared me before, and I've almost fallen over, and I've grabbed my kids or something somewhere, and they're like, "Mom, like so dramatic." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I'm being."
I completely understand. So, do you plan? Because this is something that I have to do, and I talk to a lot of people, stroke survivors, brain injury. Do you plan, like, if you're getting ready to go somewhere? Do you plan, like, okay, I got to go here, and like walking down the street or wherever, like you said about if they startle you. I mean, I can't have somebody behind me because if they kick me, that's not going to be the end. I will fall, just like you
Yeah.
are. Um,
Yeah, actually, my husband always tries to walk behind me. I think he's trying to like. I think for him, it's visually
oh,
reassuring.
yeah,
But I'm always like, get in front of me because the pressure of him behind me makes me like rush almost,
yeah, I'm
and
with
then you
you.
get careless, and then not good.
Yeah,
No, I plan immensely. Like I have three kids, so three very active kids in sports. So I am at hockey rinks, lacrosse, basketball courts. I am everywhere, but like for like say hockey rinks, for example, hockey is excruciating to watch. Number one,
yeah.
because of the lights, the noise, and the movement.
The, what about the cold? Because
Yes,
the
and the
cold
cold.
affects
Yeah,
you.
and the cold. I mean, the cold I don't mind as much, but I am a huge sports lover. I love watching sports, and I had to make a decision back last spring when I got out that like that is what I center my life around is going to my
Yeah,
kids' sports. It sucks the life out of me, and for hockey especially, like I watch the game. So for Ben, I will like Ben, my son's name's Ben. I will have my husband say, "Show me Ben," and he'll point to Ben on the ice, and I will like literally wear a hat and like tunnel vision, and I'll kind of follow just
yeah,
Ben, not the puck, just Ben. And when he gets off the ice, I turn around and sit down, and then I wait till he gets back on the ice for my husband to tap me to watch again.
yeah. Isn't that funny? Not funny, but how things are so different.
Yeah,
It sounds like the noise, and other conversations going on, and you can't pay attention.
yeah. Oh, I wear earplugs
Oh, nice.
everywhere I
Okay.
go, and then when I stand like right at the boards away from people
Wow.
because if I like do too much talking or hear too much noise, I'll fatigue like it. And it's actually gotten a lot better. Like where now I'll leave like the hockey rink or the basketball court and I can walk out on my own unassisted. But before I literally used to walk out like a drunk person.
Yeah.
Like they would be holding me up like under my armpits. And
Yeah.
people are like, what is that chick doing? Like and I was
Yeah.
like, nope, just watching my kid play.
Yeah. Yeah. Is she drinking still, or
Yeah.
what are you
Are you
able to
able to
work?
work? So I am not working currently. I am planning. I don't know. To be honest, I computer is hard for me to see, so
Yeah.
I don't know what because my executive functioning is off. I don't know what I'm capable of. So I actually the seasonal tax office that I work at, she's amazing, and she's gonna let me go in. I think I arranged with my husband so he can drive me, but I'll go in for like 2 hours every Friday and attempt drop off. So I won't be live, and I will try to do tax returns, and then she'll check them
Right.
before they go out to
Good.
make sure I did them right. So I'm trying to figure out where I am. Bookkeeping, no, I think that might be over. Like I tried to start something, and then I don't think I'll be back to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quite honestly, I don't. I fatigue so quickly. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Here, I don't know if you can read this one.
Yeah.
You'll get better, kind of. I can relate to all putting this to work.
Oh, thank you, Teresa. Teresa
Uh-huh.
Lynn.
Yes. Nice.
Sorry. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed. With tax season.
Yeah. That's
But I'm
good.
fortunate enough that like I don't I mean, I don't have to work. Like we can
Right.
survive with just my husband working, but Gary.
Gary. Oh my God.
So funny. But we'll see. I mean, I would like to go back because I really, like I said, I do really like my job.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
even though it's seasonal, like I love my clients. Like I really do miss them. So, I don't know. I think we'll see. I don't really know what the future holds. I don't know
Right.
what. That's what I'm kind of attempting now, is to see whether I think I can go back into this realm, if I
Right.
want to, if it's worth. Like I think the main thing I've learned since this stroke is I've really learned what's worth my time,
True.
people wise, activities, anything. And it's funny, and it's very hard, but I do know what my time's worth because you're forced to, because you
Yeah.
literally just shut down.
Yeah.
So and maybe that I might do work and then I won't be able to do my kids stuff. So obviously my kids are gonna win every time.
Yeah. I agree.
So I mean that's just me. Like that's what I want. Like I have 3 more years of my oldest, then he's going to college.
Yeah. Time
Like
flies. I mean, I totally understand that. Do
yeah.
you, Gary? That's funny. So what would you tell somebody that's like, I don't want to use the word, because I see people that are 10, 15 years out, or people that are like newbies having a stroke. Um, what would you tell them that are going through something? Because a lot of people take it in different ways. It's like I always say, stroke is not for the weak, and depression and all this stuff, and they feel like they're the only ones. Why me? What would you tell
Yeah.
somebody going through something that what we're all going through?
Um it's definitely not for the weak. This is by far the hardest thing I've ever been through. And like I said, I lost my best friend. I've lost, my brother-in-law. I've been through, that was cancer is hard too, but I think just for me, it's been hard because number one, you feel so alone, and being young, like I said,
Yeah,
there's no one around me that's been in this situation. And then especially where I look I present like I am fine, but I'm not, and everyone thinks I'm okay, but I'm not, and I'm trying to function and be a good mom and all this stuff, and it's really hard. So I would say to find the resources. And I will you laugh, I have no shame.
yeah, no,
As far as going up to people and asking, like I am on Instagram, I am on not really Facebook a little bit, but if and I look to find fellow survivors, and I'll friend them, and I will send them questions, and I'll say, well, I have this. Like I still haven't found anyone with my side deficit who's a mother. Like now I'm trying to find moms, because I have a lot of like younger friends, but none of them are moms, so they don't understand the like push and pull of being a mom and not trying to screw up your kids. And
yeah,
I don't know. So I think it's a lot of hard work. It's worth it though. My I think they told me the first 6 months is that you're the most, like your plasticity is the most, I don't know, whatever the word
yeah.
is.
But it still
So
works. Yeah,
yeah, so I went balls to the walls in the
good.
first. 6 months, and I actually said, you know what? Forget 6 months. I'm gonna go balls to the walls in 9 months. That means I went to all my therapies. I did all my work. I put that all before everything else. And like, so I didn't see people that much, like, but that was, like, I follow a ton of people, like I said, on Instagram. I'm always reading and following podcasts with like yours, or like I have like Strokecast and Neuro Nerds, and there's some Huberman lab he's a neurologist who talks about plasticity, and like, you just, for me, that's what I focus a lot of my time on. I don't know why, but I've met a lot of wonderful people that have helped me.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
and the other thing I will say, and this is what's not talked about a lot, is as a woman who is not in menopause, I have a lot. I mean, I don't mean to be like a little TMI, but when you have your period and stuff like that, or your events, like all that, ovulating, that's the word. It affects all my deficits. And I went to all these doctors and they were like, no, 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 poo-pooing me. And I'm like, what the heck? And I finally reached out to some like world renowned, I don't know, like OB on Instagram. And I said, I'm having these issues. And she was like, oh, that makes sense. It's because your estrogen drops. And she gave me this explanation. And I'm like, 4 doctors told me it's not possible. You know what I mean? Like, don't always
Yeah.
take their fact. And the fact, it took me a long time to realize that doctors don't know everything,
Absolutely. I understand that 100%. I mean,
which
so
is
many people.
frustrating.
It is frustrating. Well, you gotta um, advocate for yourself, and
Yes.
yeah, I mean, yeah, but I'll put you in touch with a friend of mine, Delaney Stevenson.
Oh, no, I did. I talked to her.
Yeah, that's the Delaney sent me a message.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like, that's where it's, like I said, I have no shame. I find people everywhere.
Right,
So,
right.
and I welcome like anything. I always say, I said to my PT and my OT, I was just like, if you ever have stroke survivors who want someone to talk to, like, give my number. I'm
Yeah,
willing. I'll help you, because
sure. That's
it sucks, like being all alone and not like, and I didn't have the wherewithal to do it in the beginning, but I have it now to do the research.
yeah, yeah,
But
absolutely.
if you don't know how to do all that, it's a very
Right, right.
lonely thing.
Yeah, there's I don't know if you've been kind of glancing at these comments. Yeah,
No, I couldn't
exactly.
even.
Well, you can see them and go back and look at them. Kristen, she loves your outlook on the time have you have to give to people and things. You are so right. Doctors don't know everything. Yeah, and I kind of deal with my pharmacist on certain things because they seem kind of they're pretty awesome. And for what medication? Because my doctor, oh, yeah, take this medication. I go to the pharmacy. He goes, oh no, this doesn't go good with the other medication you're taking.
Yeah,
Don't take that. Well, crap. I mean, you
yeah,
know,
you really have to, like, which is,
yeah,
I mean, it's kind of
exactly,
sad because we're obviously not right in the brain, and then they're putting this huge burden on us.
absolutely, exactly. Um,
But I think, and then like, because those two strokes are alike, it's hard. I think I
yeah,
follow I Care for Your Brain.
yeah, Karen Sullivan. I'm glad you do. She's a great, great person. Been on my show many times. She's an awesome
Oh, really? I
person. And
think I follow
yeah,
her.
yeah, check her out. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Um, she's awesome. Gosh, that's good. I appreciate you actually be willing to be on this show. I mean, I think we've covered a lot. Is there anything that we didn't cover that you want to share out there and tell anybody that because you got a great
Mm,
story. See, I mean, like on the golf course. Hello, it could have been a quick little ed head
yeah,
thing, but God, I try not to do a quick move on my head because I can
I
feel my
know.
brain's rattling.
Was it my doctor actually, when my physiatrist said I should go back and meet with a pro if I'm gonna keep golfing, to make sure
Yeah,
to like retrain my head. I don't really know. So I don't know. I might just not. drive again, I'll just play from someone else's drive.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah.
I don't
Both.
know. So,
Yeah.
oh, and I put a patch on the side of his glasses that helped him. Oh, I will say, be careful with patching though. Just so I've done a
Yeah.
lot of with vision therapy, you have to be very careful with patching because if you patch an eye, it shuts it off. If you have double vision, so
Yeah.
you don't want teacher to shut off. You just I think I had a time where I had a piece of tape and like on the
Oh.
middle of both my glasses, and that it took away and made my eyes see independently, and then
Oh.
in my brain would have to pull it to one as opposed to like I don't know.
Interesting.
There's some whole thing. My vision therapist is amazing.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will be lucky. I am lucky. I've had very good therapists. I
Right.
have a lot of good advocates. I mean, I've switched them up a couple of times, my doctor's stuff, but having the right team is so crucial.
Right. Right. See, now this is where I say stroke is not for the weak. Well, I think I met you. I've not met you. He's in He lives in Norway, and your brother, younger brother, died having a stroke after you. Shit happens, you know. It does. Um, I'll bring up last few comments here. You're right with the vision. They had to make me switch
Yeah,
eyes with a patch. Interesting.
yeah. I think my biggest frustration with vision was in the hospital. They had no doctors that could address the vision. So
Really?
and they were the ones who patched me in the hospital, but I knew enough from my son. I knew that it shouldn't patch. So they used to try to get me to wear the patch and I wouldn't wear it. But so I had to wait almost 2 months before I got into vision therapy
Wow.
because I didn't have access because I was in the hospital.
Sure.
So
Wow.
yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't know how much I could have tolerated anyways, because I mean, vision therapy, when you go to those, it's a half hour and it destroys me. Like, I actually skipped it today for this and it
Wow.
kills me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, geez. You're right, Larry. Definitely not for the weak.
No.
Exactly. No kidding. Well, great. I don't know why I want to say this. Great story, but I mean, you know,
So good.
yeah. Well, great stroke story. Yeah, each person is
We got to
different.
get something out of it.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, that's true. It's funny. I really didn't know because it says simply Aubrey saying, "Wow, vision therapy. I didn't know they had that."
No, and there's another survivor because I am part of that Heal the Brain with Jane.
Yeah.
It's a virtual like stroke group. And they have classes and stuff. And I actually there's another woman on there and she didn't know either. And I was like, Diane, you got to go. And so like I asked my vision therapist and she found like a therapist in her area. Like I
Wow.
was like, oh, she lives in New York, upstate. Do you have any names? So I don't know. It's funny. I didn't realize how fortunate I am as far as where I live for
Right.
services and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but
Love it. All these Ireland is in the house. I mean, yeah. So thank you again. I really appreciate that.
yeah, and for anyone, you can find me on Facebook, obviously, and then Instagram. I think my name is weird. It's like When Beck Wall, I think, on Instagram.
Huh. When
But
back?
you
Okay.
can follow me. Not that I really post that much, but if you need to get in touch with me, I can definitely help you. I've researched just about everything as
Yeah.
far as like different avenues and groups, and there's a lot out there.
Yeah. There's
It's a great group of people. I will say, stroke survivors, like
yeah.
everyone kind of comes together and helps each other out.
Yeah. They all have a passion and willing to help each other. And that's what
Yes,
I love. You know.
even on Peloton, like you
Yeah.
said.
I know. I know. You have a Peloton, and it's funny when we first talked. We have a Peloton using. I knew that someone was it you? No, somebody reached out to me. It was it you? I'm not
I think it
sure.
might have been me.
It was okay. It was, and the stroke survivor.
Yeah, Bradley Rose is like one of the instructors, and he's also a stroke survivor as well.
Yeah, 3 years out or something.
Yeah, yeah. So of course, because I'm psycho, I like messaged him, and I'm like, oh, what, how'd you doing? Like, how'd you get back? Because I'm like 3 years out. Like, I don't know if I could be doing Peloton classes at 3 years
Right.
out, teaching them
Yeah.
rather. But
Yeah. Teaching them. Yeah. Exactly. Talk
and he
about
wrote back and
neuro.
like, yeah, said it
Yeah.
was great.
Talk about neuro fatigue. Holy smokes.
Yeah,
Right. And you're an instructor. I mean, gosh, unbelievable. Well, all you guys, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah. So thank you for being here too,
yeah. Anytime.
Karen. Okay. The one last one. Okay. Salute saying we also did eye tracking exercises.
Yes, I do a
Wow.
lot of that.
Oh, yeah.
At
I'm
vision
learning
therapy. I
something.
think like some occupational therapists do vision stuff, but I mean, well, I don't have it all up, but if you saw this room, it has I have like all those charts, and I have a hanging ball, and I have like red green glasses. I have all this crazy stuff that I do every
Wow.
day.
Good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Um, Aubrey's asking Bradley
Bradley Rose.
Bradley Rose.
Yeah, he's
Um,
British.
okay. So
Um,
that's yeah.
but I do a lot of it. Oh my God, hi Polly. I do a lot of Bradley's classes because I can only do 20 minutes. So
Yeah, I know that's what I look for is when I saw him, the shorter, cause barely going to make a 20 minute deal.
yeah. Oh yes, that's how I started. And some of his, I actually think he just has a good take on life. Some of his classes have just been very like what he says, and like kind of inspiring. Not to be like cheesy, but
Yeah, no, I understand completely.
yeah,
Well, Polly, thanks for being here, and Jennifer and everybody else, appreciate it. Aubrey, salute, and everybody else from around the world, we appreciate it. So
yeah,
have a great day, everybody.
yeah. Bye. Thanks, Jerry.
Absolutely. You can sit down for 1 second. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I,
my short-term memory is crap.
yeah, exactly. And
Long
Canada,
term is pretty
sorry,
good. I mean,
Jana.
there's some things. I mean, there are
Yeah.
some things like I repeat myself a lot, but
Oh,
yeah,
I love to hear it because me too. I repeat myself. I forget what I'm saying and all these things.
yeah.
You
Oh, my
know.
kids go crazy. They're like, I will say something, and they look at me like, "Mom," and I said, "I just say it," and they said, "Literally 2 seconds ago." I was like, "Oh, sorry. Did you answer?"
Yeah.
Yes. They get so mad at me. I'm like, now you know how I feel when I talk to you. And
Yeah.
you didn't have a stroke. You just ignore me.
Oh gosh. All right. See you guys.
All right. Bye.